Hello rider, today we're going to talk about the braking system of this tricycle. This is a rear drive model. These have 3 brake discs, one on each wheel, that need to be adjusted exactly the same so your braking is efficient and noiseless. The first step we're going to follow is to unscrew the lever, okay, to loosen the lever screw so the cable is totally free, like this, okay? At this position you have no brakes at all, so you can totally adjust everything else. Next step, we're going to unscrew, so counterwise, this wheel over here. This wheel is to create extra tension on the cable, okay? I'll tell you why we're going to do this. Okay, we will have like 5 millimeters in here, that's okay. And in the brake lever, we're gonna do the same. We're gonna go like halfway out. This is fine. All right. Now, next step will be to loosen the caliper as well. We need to be sure that the caliper is perfectly aligned with the brake disc. This is the next step. We're gonna loosen these screws, okay? This screw over here and this screw over here. Let me show you, okay? So they gotta be very loose, so your caliper, you're able to move the caliper like this. The caliper is totally loose. When you have the caliper in that position, you can use the lever to center the caliper automatically, like this, okay? And while you're holding the lever like this, you will tighten these screws over here again, so the caliper keeps that center position. This is a perfectly aligned position. In this position, it's totally aligned with the disc. Okay, it's very important that the brake pads are perfectly aligned as well with the disc. Now, at the other side of the caliper, you can manipulate the adjustment of the brake pads. Have some pad that is fixed, okay, and the other one that is movable by the lever. So the fixed one should be as close as possible from the caliper. Let's do that. We can see the brake pad going away and going through the brake disc, okay? We will create a minimum space, something like a millimeter, no more. You have to barely see the light between the brake disc and the brake pad. This is the way. Now the next thing that we are going to do is following the same procedure, but with the lever, okay, with the movable part. Again, we will go all the way up with the pad that is movable using the lever, okay, and keeping this position with your hand as hard as you can. You will take the cable out, okay? You will try with a tool like this to grab the cable. You will hold the cable, you will hold the lever like this, and you will tighten this screw over here. There is a very easy way to do it, and is holding the cable like this and using the Allen wrench number 5 inside the screw like this, and you can use it as a lever, so you can go all the way up and you can tighten right here. When you do so, now the brake is totally applied, okay? You cannot move the wheel right now. At this step, we already have a perfectly aligned caliper along with a already adjusted non-fixable brake pad, okay? Now we have to create a space at this movable brake pad. And this was the reason to having space over here, because now we're going to turn this clockwise and we will create a space at the movable brake pad. We gotta see a little light between the brake pad and the disc. You can use this wheel to go all the way, or if this was not enough, okay, if this wheel doesn't create as much space as you need in the brake pad, you can always use this wheel as well, and you can create more space if you need it. Okay, now you have margin to having more space or adjusting this brake pad as much as you need. Now for the rear brakes, is the same system. Okay, the caliper is exactly the same. We're gonna follow the same procedure. So we're gonna loosen this screw over here. We're gonna totally loosen the cable. We're gonna free the cable. We're gonna have 5 millimeters in this piece in here, counterclockwise over here, and the brake lever, we're gonna go halfway out on this piece. And now the next step will be to check about the caliper alignment. This one seems very good. Okay, in here you can see, let me focus. All right, you can see it is perfectly aligning here. Okay, you have just a little space, and in the outside, remember, you can adjust the fixed brake pad in here, so you have almost no space between the brake disc and the brake pad. In here you have like a millimeter, is just perfect. Okay, now that we have everything set, remember to have at least 5 millimeters of this metal in here exposed. You can create space over here counterclockwise. Okay, so then you will apply the brakes in here, you will grab the cable, and you will tighten this screw over here so it keeps that position. Then we will create some space clockwise in this wheel, and you will see that the brake pad will be very close to the disc but not touching the disc. And you need to grab the cable as we did with the front wheel. You grab the cable, you use the wrench, the Allen wrench number 5 tool, and you use it as a lever so you can fully apply the brake lever like this, and then you tighten this screw, and this will keep the position on the brake. Right now is fully applied, so the wheel won't be able to spin. You will create some space until the brake pad does not touch. Okay, it's almost there. And remember, if this wheel don't give you the space you need, you can always go to the brake lever on the handlebar and use the wheel in there as well. Okay, right now it's totally loose. We give more space so you don't have any sound. That's just perfect. And when you touch the brake, it will immediately stop the wheel. That's the way.